name is Halter, and this is my halter training video. In this video, we will go over the halter training score sheet, which includes the good to catch, stage 1, horizontal direction, stage 2 and 3, stage 4, leading with willing submission, staying quiet, tied, and loading in the trailer, and picking up feet, as well as a couple categories on the temperament side. In this video, we will also go over the examples of such. Starting out, we're going to go over good to catch. Right here, I'm going to walk up the horse's left side, throw that lead rope over, lead him a little bit so he knows what's going on. Then I'm going to go ahead and halter him. And he does pretty good here. For that scoring, I'll give him a 1.5. Next, we'll go into stage 1 in a crisis. Now, the goal here is to scare that colt just a little and make sure that his reaction is stage 1. Stage 1 will be stopping the inside front foot, moving the other feet forward around it. You can see this colt does a pretty good job of this. I'll give him a 1.5 on that as well. Next up, we're going to go over horizontal direction. Horizontal direction is essentially stage 1 with forward movement. Now, he does pretty good with horizontal direction. A couple of different signs you can look for is that inside hind foot steps up under the navel. You also don't want them exhibiting false direction, which is where the head is on a different path than the front and hind feet. Here we're also going to go into stage 2 eventually. There we'll ask for some stage 1 and then back into stage 2. Stage 2 is shown as the hindquarters pulling the horse in a reverse motion. Now we'll go ahead and switch sides, get some more horizontal direction, and then we'll do a stage 1 into stage 2. Doing stage 1 into stage 2 helps that horse free up, and so it's not so sticky footed. There's the stage 1 and then into stage 2. And I'll score that at a 1 for this little horse. Now here we're also going to go into stage 3. And stage 3 is seen as lateral movement of the front and hind feet. And this horse is pretty sticky footed, but he does a pretty good job. Now just for a better view of stage 3. There, block the eye and get him moving sideways. That was pretty good. We get a little bit of stage 4 here as well, getting these front feet to cross over. There they go. And then we'll go into just a little bit more of that stage 3. Perfect. And just really trying to get all those feet to move sideways together. For the stage 3, I'll score him at a 1, and a stage 4, I'll score him at a 1 as well. Now we have good to lead. I want to make sure that he's following me, and I want to make sure that when I stop, he stops. He does really well with that. I'll score him at a 2. Now we'll do good to tie. The biggest thing with being good to tie is that you want to make sure that they're not going to set back on that rope. You also want to make sure that they're able to move off the fence when you switch sides. So here I'll just go ahead and ask him to step over. He does a pretty good job. I'm going to score him at a 1.5 for stand tied. Now we have loading a trailer. Big thing with loading the trailers, I don't want him being resistant. I don't want him being resentful to it, but I also don't want him running me over. He does an amazing job with that. And then we'll unload. Same thing, I don't want him freezing up too bad, but I also don't want him to jump out and try and run me over with it. Go ahead and give him a little bit of time here. And he does a really good job. There we go. I'm going to score him at a 1.5 for that as well. Then we'll go over picking up feet. Now ideally you'd have your colts to the point where you can pick the foot up and put it between your legs so they'd be ready for a shoer. Given the week that I had to work with this little guy, I just got to the point where I could pick him up. isn't really where I would have liked him to be. But given where he's at, he does a pretty good job for that little step of it. You can see that he's a little unsure still, but give him some time and that'll come with age. That was pretty good. Let me hold it for a few seconds. I'll take it. Go ahead and look at his hinds. Now with his hind feet, he was a little bit more unsure, so I just got him to the point where I could pick them up off the ground. And he did a pretty good job on both sides, so I went ahead and called that good on him. And I would score that at a 1 for all the feet. Now we'll go ahead and look at the temperament side. For the self-preservation, I'm going to put him at a negative 1.5 because that self-preservation was still very high for this little guy, but he cooperated pretty well considering. As for confidence, he has pretty low confidence. I'm going to put him at a negative 1. You want to see that confidence a little higher so he can fill in for somebody that doesn't know how to help him through it. As far as energy goes, I'm going to put him at a positive 1 because he did have quite a lot of energy at the start, but it was very easy to run out of energy by the end of the day. As far as willingness goes, I'm going to put him at a positive 1. He's very cooperative. He didn't ever resist or act bad about it. And then reaction to social separation, I'm going to put him at a 0 because there were some times where he was worried about his buddies, but there's also some times where he was all the way with me. And then number 6 for sensitivity, I'm going to put him at a positive 2 because he was very responsive and very sensitive.